welcome to the Copy That Casting walkthrough for casting directors accounts. So let's say you've signed up for your casting director account and you were approved. It usually happens right away. We usually know when people are registering to be a casting director, so it shouldn't take too long. If for whatever reason it does, just email Alexis at the contact form on Copy That Casting. You simply go to Copy That Casting, go to Contact, and contact me there. Or at this point, most of you probably have my personal email and phone number anyway, so feel free to contact me there. So once you log in, this is the screen you'll see. It's just a basic welcome screen and then your menu up above here. So let's say that you want to go to your profile. It's your first time visiting. Just make sure your name, email, and password are inputted. The email will only be seen by other casting directors. I'm sorry, not even other casting directors. The email will only be seen by you and anybody that you give permission to. It's only for logging in right now and to get notifications from the account. Nobody else can actually see your email on here. We also didn't even include a phone number portion. If you guys do want that, we're happy to include it. We figure you can just put it into any casting calls that you put up. So if you want to add a casting call here, you can put the job description, you can put how to submit if you'd rather have people call you. However, most people will automatically be submitting through this database system and you'll see them once they enter. Anyway, so name and email and password for your profile. Now, let's say you want to add your first casting call. You can see the casting calls you have listed once you go to view add my casting calls. These are all the ones that I've put up to test with. You want to add a new job, you just hit add job. And you're going to put the show name there, doubling period if there is one. That's just the amount of time that one person has to wait before working on the same show twice. So if they can only work it once every month, just put, month. The job type is union or non-union. The work date, you can just put all day. So it'll automatically say that it's, it's all day on February 18th, we'll say. The location, this can either be a studio or it can be a general area, the marina, general Los Angeles area, Los Angeles downtown, Santa Monica. Just make sure you're putting a general area here because most people don't want to submit to something if it's too far from where they live. So we just try to give them a general idea here. You don't have to put an address or anything if you don't want to. It's just a general idea so that talent can search by it. Job description, I kind of put up here what you should include, but you want to put a basic idea of what the characters will be playing. Don't forget to include things like if it's going to be outside, if you're going to be doing any wet work, if it should be hot or cold. That way they know what to bring with them. So if you want them to bring a change of clothes to change into or extra shoes, just remember to include that. Put an estimate of the total number of background for the day. It'll just reduce the amount of people that submit that don't really want to work it if it's a big day. So, if it's going to be a day of 200 people, go ahead and put that in the job description. At least then you're only getting people submitting that are okay with big days. If there are any props that they need, make sure to include that here as well. Laptop, book bags if they're playing students, any special wardrobe that they should bring, anything like that. If you want them to call you, you can also include that here so that they're all submitting through calling if it's something you need right away, like a rush call. Here's where the genders are, ages, you can put whatever range here that you want, or you can just put all, if it's all ages. Ethnicity is needed here, and then you put yourself as the casting director, and you can put any production staff that you have made an account for that might be attached to it. I'll go through that in a minute, but that's where you would put the production staff that you want to have access to see who has submitted for the casting call. This is where you can view all of the casting calls listed by anybody, not by just you, but by anybody at all who is using the software. If you happen to want to search or anything for any reason, you can kind of see them here. Here's where you can search your background actors. So you select union or non-union. You can search by name, by number. If there's somebody specific that you're looking for, you can search by their calling service, so you can get people who are linked to a calling service. You can search by their email. This is birthday, so you can search by birthday. So if you want to search for newborns, if you want to search for anything that we have in our file, you can do it there. The weight, higher than, lower than, is usually what we go by. Gender, tattoos if they have any, their ethnicity, and any special skills, you can type them in here. So if somebody has saxophone in their file, that will pop up. And you can also search by car year and make model. Here you can look at the calling services on the calling service tab. This way you can kind of see what they have going on. So if it's like you want to search per calling service, here's where you'll hit. So if you're in calling services, it lists them all. If there's anybody that you want us to add, again, just contact us and we'll find their information and add them. But this is everybody we have right now that we've been using pretty consistently in Los Angeles. You can hit view to view more information about that calling service. It's going to show their details here, which is the business details, such as their general business name, phone number, and email. Any background actors that they have on file. And then here's the agent. So this is people that work with the calling service. And then you can see them here if you want to contact a specific agent. So going back to production staff, this is where you'll add them. This is where you can give somebody a login, such as an AD or a PA, that wants immediate access to submissions. And I'll show you what they see on their end. So if you go to, I'm going to pretend like I'm a production staff. This is all they see when they log in. This is going to be any casting call that you have linked to their name will automatically show up here on this screen. And all it's going to show is their show name, the doubling period, the work date, the job type, the genders and ages needed. And then I'm gonna, and then they can go in and view the casting call details. And this is just so that they know what casting call it is. Once they go in to view the details, they're just gonna see the profile, the background actors attached. All they'll see is their name and their picture. So that way when they see it, all they're seeing is names and pictures, so it looks to them like a picture sheet. This is just for those production staff that want to be a little more involved. You are able to export your documents. I'll show you how to do that here. I have info here how to do it, and I will include a tutorial as well for you guys. But there is a way to export information from your from this system into a spreadsheet to create skins or a picture sheet. So to do that, that way you can send your ADs picture pics, or you can make skins at the end of the day. And it's very easy and quick. It's just another way we try to streamline everything for you guys and also to make production staff happy. The great thing about this database is in your casting calls, say somebody has submitted, you can see the applicant's name there, you can delete the submission. And then on their end, what they're going to see is that they're no longer attached to that casting call. When they see that, they're not going to call you and say, hey, was I picked for this role? Was I this? Was I that? They can log in, and I'll show you from the background actor's perspective, my submissions. Here's where they're going to see everything that they've got that's still active, that they've still got going, that they know they're still being considered for. This way they won't go out for other jobs, or if they're not chosen, they know that they can. It reduces a lot of the confusion and the feeling that a lot of the background actors get that they don't know what's going on once they submit. So it's just a way to keep in touch with your background actors and keep them happy. They get immediate feedback. The second you hit that delete button, they know that they're no longer being considered for that job. Same thing with calling services. You're able to immediately and seamlessly interact with them because in your casting calls, you're going to see who has submitted and if they're attached to any sort of calling service. So that way you can see right here and you can immediately contact your calling service agent, either through this system or a lot of us, I know we IM throughout the day. That way you can say, hey, for this job, I know you have these people submitting, and you can talk to them immediately. And it just gives you a better way of seeing where everybody is. Another great thing about this database is that the calling services and the background actors themselves maintain their connection to the calling service. So you don't have to deal with people calling you and adding it to their profile by saying, I have this calling service now. Or you don't have this problem where they're being linked to a calling service that they don't actually belong to. Everything is extremely up to date through this database because everybody's communicating in the same place. So it works out really well for us as casting directors. We have immediate access to people that are updated, that are keeping their own profiles updated, their phone numbers are current, their addresses are current. It should greatly help us out. I'm hoping it works really well. So if you guys have any suggestions or comments or anything you'd like to see added, we are in the process of adding a texting system in here. We do currently have it to where you can get all of their email addresses and email everybody at once. But we are also trying to get it to where you can text people. So that way once they're picked for a job, you can shoot them a text and an email, and that way they are getting information all at once. So if you guys have any suggestions or comments, please feel free to contact us. Again, copy that casting, go to contact, and then hopefully if we can answer your question, we'll add it to the system, and it might even turn into another tutorial. Thanks, everybody.